Welcome back to another episode of Whip Media TV. I'm your host, Whip Media Mickey, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to the channel, you know what to do to the channel. Subscribe right now, join the Vibe Tribe. And if you're feeling generous and want to leave me a tip for my hard work in editing, the link is down below. Let's get it. Okay, on today's episode, I cover The Usual Suspects, The Art of Bluffing. See, The Usual Suspects is termed as a classic with one of the greatest screenplays ever. The movie was released in the year of 1995 and created a huge sensation among the audience back in the day. But why am I covering this movie here? You see, The Usual Suspects is a film that every card player or every gambler should watch at least once. The movie is all about a federal customs agent trying to get information from a naive con man named Verbal Kent. No one knows if he's telling a made-up story or the truth. Now, throughout the movie, the audience finds it tough to recognize what is real and what is not. But in the end, he reveals his true identity and suddenly all things start making sense. You see, the twisted ending is one of the most brilliant examples of bluffing. As a player, you can learn some valuable lessons from the classic movie on how to make this powerful strategy work for you. Law number 1, improvising. You see, Verbal created the characters and major details of his story from things scattered around the office where he was being interrogated to add realism to the story. While being investigated, he pulled items from things like the bulletin board, coffee mugs, etc., familiar to the agent. Similarly, in poker, as you cannot have the best cards every time you play, you need to bluff in order to make your opponents lay their good cards down. As a bluff, you make continuation bet, give false tells, play aggressively, reveal a card, etc. as per the situation on the table. You need to learn how to make your bluff so convincing that even the most experienced player on the table buy it. Also, never get attached to a bluff. If your opponent is way too unpredictable to risk money, throw away your cards and wait for the next hand. Law number 2. Appearance can be deceptive. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. Never judge a book by its cover. You see, Verbal behaved like a mild-mannered person in front of the interrogator, but in the final scenes, it is revealed that he is none other than the mythical crime lord Kaiser Sosa himself. At the poker tables, people are not what they seem. The aggressive opponent does not need to be always carrying the best cards. Also, limping does not indicate a poor standing hand. Other than learning the basic poker rules, you must also learn to create a persona as per the requirement of the situation. In order to conceal your true intentions and keep the opponent off guard, you need a put-on, misleading appearance. You have to prove to your opponents that you are a serious player who plays only with strong hands. Law number 3. Stay one step ahead. You see, the interrogator intimidated Verbal in every possible way to extract the truth from him. Verbal observed his thinking process, beliefs, and perceptions and fabricated the story accordingly. Bluffing is all about having a psychological advantage over your opponents. Use it only against those players whom you believe will fold their cards, even if they have a strong hand. Your move should be completely unpredictable to your opponents. If you leave even the slightest hint of your intentions for your opponent, your bluff will fall flat on its face. The objective of bluffing is to make the opponents act in your desired way. How you will be able to do that depends on your strategic thinking, patience, and decision-making skills. And like that, Kaiser Sosa was gone. Usual Suspects, The Art of Bluffing.